Greetings, welcome to the Anti-Social Podcast. My name's Andy, funnily enough, and thank you for tuning in. Welcome to all the new people that are listening for the first time. Hope you enjoy it. Not a lot of talking for this little intro. I'm going to keep it short and sweet and not carry on too much. And no fake sponsors. Soz. I'll just throw them in every odd episode now because I started to feel like it was a bit of show and tell. And I just remember when I was a kid, I'm already going on a tangent and rambling on already, but I remember when I was a kid and they used to do show and tell, and all I used to do was bring toys to school. And I didn't get in trouble, but the teacher said to me that maybe I should start thinking a little bit more outside the box and not just showing off my toys to everyone in the classroom, whereas everybody else was using different things, photos from trips or things that they'd found outside. So, I felt a little bit there was like show and tell. So I'll still throw them in every once in a while, but hopefully we can get some real sponsors on sooner rather than later anyway. But I'll still throw some odd, silly things that I come across into the odd episode here and there. So anyway, moving along. As always, my thank you to you for tuning in and supporting. If you ever want to buy some merchandise from our Lord online store, use the code word AndySocial, one word altogether, and get 10% off everything on the store. The online store's got all Lord and Dungeon merchandise on there, but there's also some additional items that we've got on there. Mork and Eddie t-shirts, which are all the rage at the moment. And we've got some side project CDs, and also some other bands that we're doing a few trades with as well. So if there's any artists that are listening and wouldn't mind having some of their stuff on our store, come and have a chat to me and we'll see if anything can be done. We're always looking to get a few extra things on the store there just to give a bit more variety and keep bringing return business. Anti-Social, use the code word and you'll get 10% off. This episode features a guy by the name of Phil, better known as the Immobilizer, from the Brisbane boozy pirate band Lagerstein. Lagerstein have just finished a Australian tour with their great friends Ailstorm, as well as Australian mates Trollhog, and I caught up with them in Melbourne and was just, I explained it in the interview, but it got quite messy quite quickly. So we talk about briefly about the tour and what they've been doing over the last couple of years. There's been a lot of changes within the band and there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the future. These guys have, I think, in my opinion, and maybe it's just because I sometimes live in a cave, they've flown under the radar a little bit, I think, nationally, and it's only just been the last probably 12 months that they've really started to make a lot of headway and get a lot more recognition here in Australia. And I think next year's definitely going to be their year. But have a listen to some of the things that Phil mentions in it. There's a lot of really cool marketing ideas and promo things. So if you are in a band, or even if you're not, but if you're your own business or whatever, there's some really cool, interesting things that they're doing that are different and they're outside the box and they're not afraid to try something different and not just use the same old mold that every other band's been doing for the last however many years. They've got a new album that's coming out in February called All for Rum and Rum for All. I'll have links all in the show notes where you can pre-order it. They've got this ridiculous website that's all set up, which looks amazing, and some absolutely ridiculous merchandise pre-order bundle packs. They're just, one word, epic. I know that word gets overused quite a bit, but it certainly is. So I urge you to check it out. Definitely, I'll have some links to some of their music on the page as well. So by all means, give it a shot. You might be pleasantly surprised. So anyway, enough rambling on. Hope you enjoy it. And as always, if you do enjoy the podcast and enjoy this interview, reach out to Phil, aka the Immobilizer, and let him know what you think. Cheers, guys.
Ahoy!
Howdy, how you going?
Man, fantastic.
Well, you might be disappointed to know that'll only be audio, unfortunately.
Boo! I put on my hat and everything.
I know. I actually, hang on. Can I, I'll just do a screenshot. It's, I'm so shit at technology. I'm just hopeless. And let me try and multitask while I do that. Hopefully the computer doesn't crash on me. So anyway, how's things?
Man, very good. Well, I'll tell you what, if it's just audio, I'm going to take this off because it's fucking 33 degrees right now.
Yeah, take it off. Go. I already got a shot.
Wait. Oh, much better.
There you go.
Sorted.
Your head can breathe.
Oh, happy days.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah. I've got to actually right off the bat. I have to thank you for the remnants of that Captain Morgan's bottle that you
Dude, you smashed it. You fucking crushed it. We watched that video so many times coming back in the bus. And it's like, man, look at fucking Andy. Nothing is more impressive than just chugging a bottle of spirits.
Well, that I got to say, in hindsight, it was a crowning moment, but at the same time, it was my demise as well, because I think about 20 minutes after that, I was walking down whatever street trying to find my hotel and throwing up chicken nuggets everywhere. So somehow I found a McDonald's. I don't remember going in McDonald's at all, but somehow I had a box of probably 20 or 40 nuggets. I'm shoving them down my mouth, and then suddenly I'm just spewing them up everywhere, and there's people walking past, but I don't know. And then Adam was out the front, our drummer, because apparently I was sending these messages because we've got like a Facebook group chat, and no one could understand what the fuck I was talking about. So he just waited out the front and eventually saw me coming and was yelling out at me. So I ended up finding him, and I passed out for, I don't know, however many hours before we had to go to the airport. So
good night. Good night.
Yeah. I was pretty psyched to go to Cherry Bar after the show, but didn't quite get there.
If it means anything, I don't remember being at the Cherry Bar, and I was there till they closed.
I'm surprised you would remember anything of that entire week or so that you were on tour.
No, just got real wasted real fast. Like, it was all kind of, yeah, cool. Get on stage, and it's just blank.
Well, what were they, Canadian clubs that you had on stage?
In Melbourne?
Yeah.
Man, that's a real good question. I don't
know. There was 4 of them, and you just one after the other.
Oh, in the Beer Bong song, yeah. I can't remember what they were. Something like that. Yeah, CC and Dry, or I don't know, man. 3 is a lot.
You were struggling by that 4th one, but it was funny because I was standing in the crowd up near the sound desk, and there's probably about 20 people within my vicinity around me, and everyone was just gasping all the time, going, "Oh shit, another one! Holy fuck! I can't believe it! Oh my god! Oh!" And everyone was just freaking out, but it was the best because the energy of the room just hit another level. It was already pumping, but just as soon as you hit that 4th one, the place just erupted. It was legendary.
I tell you what, they don't call me the Immobilizer for nothing.
You got to live up to the reputation.
Oh yeah, man. Honestly, you would be surprised how many people come up to me and just buy me pints or buy me jugs. They'll come and just put it in my face and be like, "Man, fucking skull this," and you just drink it because you're not a pussy.
You just got to do it.
It's like part of the job.
Well, before you guys came along, we thought we were pretty top shit. We're like, oh yeah, we love our beer. We love going out drinking. We're partying all the time. We'll do all-nighters. Yeah, we're awesome. And everyone's like, oh yeah, Mark and Andy, they love their beer. Oh, those guys are crazy. They're big heavyweights and rah. And then you guys came along and you just scared the shit out of us. We just chickened out straight away. We didn't even try.
No, man, we don't want to do that. People always get so intimidated drinking with us. Man, as long as you're having a good fucking time, that's all we care about.
Well, I think one of the first things I learnt from some of the other bands that you guys had played with was just the whole, oh, yeah, they just keep drinking out of their shoes all the time. And I just thought, holy shit. I said, I just like drinking out of a pint glass. Far out. Maybe a bottle if I'm getting a little bit crazy, but far out a shoe.
Hang on, just let me interrupt you there for a second. Have you ever done a shoey?
No, I haven't.
Man, life-changing.
And the most impressive part of that shoe thing is that it's not a fresh shoe that you just pulled out of a box. No. It's what you've been wearing for however long. I mean, at least on stage while you're playing. So it's already sweaty as all hell. It probably stinks like a dead parrot or something.
The Majestic Beast has done shoeies out of that pirate boot for over 200 shows. I've seen him. Like, he doesn't at his home when we're just drinking. Like, we do shoeies all the time. He'll go grab his pirate boot and he'll just smell it. Like, he won't fill it up. He'll just smell it, throw up, fill it up, scull it, throw up again, and then just continue partying.
Was that him that they got cut off at the bar in Sydney? One of the guys in the band got cut off apparently because he threw up into his pint glass and then drank it.
Yeah, no, that's Neil.
Was it? Okay.
Neil's a big fan of the throwing up into things in front of him.
Okay, awesome.
Like, good story there. He was drinking at the Down Under bar in Brisbane. It was jugs of fruit tingles for $10. Good price if you get a jug of cocktails for $10. He just finished drinking one and he goes, "Oh, my guts don't feel very good." Just threw up into this jug. Perfect lineup. So it was like a full jug. Brought it back to the bar, put it on the bar, and he's like, "Man, something's wrong with my fruit tingles." The bartender has a whip and he goes, "Oh, something is wrong with that." Puts it down and gives him a fresh jug.
That's yeah. Look, it just goes with the reputation of the band. I got to say, it's just it's funny because I think up until probably, I don't know, you'll probably correct me if I'm wrong, but probably up until like the last 12 months, a lot of people didn't know who you guys were outside of Brisbane, and just doing the last couple of tours that you've done, and obviously going overseas as well has helped a lot. But now you're starting to get a pretty good reputation, and just to watch people in the crowd in Melbourne, so many people knowing the songs.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, it's just
really impressive,
booming at the moment. So, like, we just recorded our new album too. So hopefully, when that drops, everything will kind of take that next step up again.
Yeah. Because you guys, when you changed singers, you sort of went a little bit quiet for a while.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of bands, you have to really sort of be on the money if you're changing your singer. Like, you have to have a pretty good game plan in place, and a lot of people just don't follow through and the band fizzles out. So when you guys came back, had a new singer on board and then started chipping away at it all, I mean, obviously it's just gone from strength to strength.
Lots of work, man. Lots of work. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure you would know 100%, but people don't understand the things that go on behind the partying and the drinking and the music. Like, it's a lot of work, especially because when we got Gregor, we got Jacob joined the band as well. So rewriting all the songs for a 7-piece instead of a 6-piece, and then getting him up to scratch. But man, it's done now. Now we can just party.
That's it. As long as you're prepping, then you don't have to worry about it long term because you'll all be locked in and ready to go. So and it definitely shows now. It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you. It was, man, we got a good response, so we're very happy.
So with Ailstorm, and for anyone who's got no idea what the hell we're talking about, we just go off on a tangent straight away. You guys just did the Australian, or majority of the Australian, and you also did the New Zealand leg of the Ailstorm tour.
Yes.
And that's the second or third time you've toured with Ailstorm?
Third time,
because you did UK.
We did
on its own.
We did Europe with them first.
Yep.
And then I think 8 months later we did UK.
Yeah.
And then about a year later did Australia with them.
Yeah. And I know the Trollhagen guys have definitely sort of got in with the Ailstorm crew as well, which is really cool to see. But how did the connection all happen in the first place with you guys?
Oh man, this is back years and years ago. I was a big fan of Ailstorm. This is when they were first starting to get a name for themselves. And I just messaged their MySpace, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm a keyboard player." Because I was playing in Eternatus at that time, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm a keyboard player." Blah, blah, blah. Chris just added me on MSN straight away, and we started talking. When they first came out to Australia, Eternatus, which me and Nate played in, supported them at Rosie's.
Yeah. And
then, from there on in, it was kind of like a friendship was born. Lots of drinks were had.
It's the power of alcohol. I think sometimes it bonds people.
Oh yeah, man.
I keep saying to people, if it wasn't for beer, I would not be in the position I am now. Like, I wouldn't have. I still remember going to a show. Like, I don't know, I would have been barely 18, and Dungeon were playing up in Brisbane where I was living at the time, and I talked to Tim online through a few like IRC chats and whatever, but I hadn't met him in person, and I wasn't a social guy at all, and I was barely drinking, and I think I actually drove that night, which was just crazy. And And I remember going, oh, I really got to talk to him. I've got to say hi. And I just didn't have the courage at all. I was just stone cold sober. And so I went, fuck this. And so I went to the bar and got like a, I don't know, like a bourbon and Coke or whatever, and just took the edge off. And then I had like a pint of beer, and then suddenly I was just loose, just off that. And then I'm like, awesome. And I'll go over and chat to Tim, and yeah, Tim's cool. He's all laid back. And then that's it. After that, it was perfect. And then every single time I became like mates with somebody in the industry or someone in a band, it was always at a bar or always somewhere like backstage or somewhere where there was alcohol, and it was just the ultimate social tool. And so I always say, beer got me where I am. Yeah. I've got my life to thank. I've got beer to thank for my life.
Yeah, bonded by booze.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. So that's cool. So obviously a long-term sort of networking and chatting and just being mates, and then obviously when the opportunity started to pop up, you guys have just sort of just started asking about it.
But like it's kind of even gotten a bit past just like the band camaraderie. Like we're actually real good mates. Like I went to America with Ailstorm just by myself in February and just went on their tour because I do that rap for Hangover. And they're like, man, just come over. We'll just get fucking drunk and come to America. Like, it was sweet. It was so much fun.
How long were you over in the States for?
I think probably like about 3 or 4 weeks or like not too long.
Yeah. Yeah. And how many shows was that?
Maybe like 20, because I think it was like a 45-show tour. But I was on Pirates of the Caribbean earlier on in the year, and I had to kind of work around that. So I think it was the day after my first training I left, and then I got back 2 days before my first day of filming.
Well, hang on. All right, so let's go off on another tangent, because clearly I'm living in a cave. What do you mean by filming?
They filmed Pirates of the Caribbean in Brisbane or in the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was one of the pirates on
it. I had no idea.
I don't think anyone really knows. Like,
oh, right.
But yeah, man, it was sweet.
And all right, so I mean, we could go off and talk for ages about this, but how did that happen? How'd you score that one?
Man, Lagerstein.
So what? Somebody associated with the whole film production and whatnot had made them aware of the band.
Well, the way it happened is old mate Dazzle used to be an events manager, like manage pubs.
Yeah.
He was just working one day. This guy comes in, sits at the bar. They start having a bit of a chat. He's like, "Oh, what do you do, man?" He goes, "Oh, I'm a talent scout looking for actors for Pirates of the Caribbean." And obviously he goes, "Well, do I know some fucking pirates?" We all he's like, gave us his email. We just sent him a group email, got us all in for auditions, and we all went down there. And yeah, I got it.
Was it just you that got through to the final?
Yeah, just me.
Yeah. Oh, wow, man. Cool. Far out. That's, I had no idea, but obviously it's, it was a match made in heaven.
Pirates for life.
And how many days of filming was that?
I think at the end of it, I had somewhere between 25 and 30.
Yeah, right.
So it was quite a chunk.
Yeah,
you got to see a lot of cool things, like do a lot of cool things too.
Yeah, okay. And was that paid work as well?
Oh, very, very well paid work.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Far out. And so off the back of that now, have you got a bit of a foot in the door now for potential future stuff? I mean, obviously you're doing a niche character on that, but...
Oh, not, man, there's so many people. I think all up they had 2,500 extra people.
Oh, right. Wow.
Like,
okay.
It was massive. It's like a $500 million budget. Like, man, it was just massive. Like, when we were filming on the ships, they had them on massive hydraulics, 100 meters in the air.
Wow.
Like, it was full on.
Far out. Okay, that's cool. All right. So probably not that it was on your bucket list to start off with, but you can add it to there and tick it off straight away.
Man, yeah, that's it.
Now, I can't remember who the hell I was talking to at that Melbourne show because I was so spaced out, but somebody mentioned, so I was asking about your plans next year with the album coming out in February?
Yes, February 2nd.
Yeah, and then just what the general plans are for next year, and then I just got blown away with the comment, "Oh, we're going to relocate to Hungary."
Yeah, Budapest.
And I just laughed, and I laughed so hard, and then it was, I can't even remember who I was talking to. I was that off my tits, but I just remember them going, "No, I'm serious. Like, we're going."
Yeah.
And yeah, so do you want to give me a bit of a rundown of that?
Man, it's real early stages of planning, like originally the plan was do the Australian tour, obviously, for the album. Move over there, play some shows in Europe, do the festival run, maybe go over to some shows in the UK, and we got some more talks of tours later on in the year in Europe next year too. But when we say move to Hungary, it's more having a base camp in Europe, and you'll kind of just be going, back and forth, back and forth. It's not like we'd actually be going there to live. It'd be going there to just play shows.
Yeah.
Just basically having somewhere to store our stuff because everything is so cheap in Hungary.
Yeah, right. Okay. I've never been to Hungary before. So what? Give me an example of how cheap it is.
Buddy, the new Ailstorm guitarist, lives in Hungary. He's Hungarian.
Yep.
Just off this tour they did, he can pay rent for 58 years.
I vaguely remember someone telling me that. It was probably you.
Yeah, maybe. That's what was going around. Everyone's just like, 58 years? What the fuck, man? 58 years? And like we were in Hungary when we went to Europe, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, right.
It's so nice. Everything's so awesome. And yeah, just cheap booze. I think it costs 30 cents for a shot of vodka. It costs more for orange juice than vodka.
I noticed that in Europe years, like 10 plus years ago when we were over there, and we all drink beer and it was great. And then Tim only drinks spirits, and then he doesn't. He drinks a fair bit, but he's always trying to watch his voice, so he might just have a Coke. And we worked out that the Coke was more expensive than like a glass of beer or a pint of beer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was just incredible. And then you couldn't just get like tap water. You had to get like
bottled water,
mineral water or whatever, and that was more expensive than beer. And it was just, we were just laughing all the time because we're just like, we have to drink beer because it's the cheapest thing to drink. Like, we're not going to waste our money on water.
Well, just if you want to drink a water, just drink a light beer, for fuck's sake. It's basically water.
I love it.
Yeah, light beer. Man, I was so wasted at a pub once. They're like, that's it, no more drinks. I'm like, oh, come on, don't be like that. They're like, nah, you're done. And I'm like, what about just beer? They're like, no. I'm like, just light beer? They're like, oh, okay. And they just gave me free pints of light beer all night.
Oh, that's all right. Man, I mean, especially when you're that off your tits. I mean, at least it's moderate, kind of keeping you going anyway.
Yeah, happy with that.
This might be too early in the piece, but are there any visa things that you have to consider going over there? I know that you're only it's a base place.
Yeah, we're looking at that at the moment. We've talked to the Hungarian embassy, so we're just kind of sorting it out. We definitely don't want to repeat of last time in London. Yeah,
do you want to quickly mention what happened there? Because I remember it all unfolding on Facebook and just going, all right, this doesn't look good.
To cut a really long story short, we've narrowed it down to it's not a Lagerstein tour unless there's some type of commotion. Just every time. But in London, we rocked up. We were told that we didn't need visas because it's part of the Commonwealth. We're like, oh, sweet. But if you're playing shows there, you do need visas. But anyway, get there. They've warden us off. We just sit there for a couple of hours. They end up putting us in border security jail, like just a room we couldn't get out of. Took our phones off us, took our passports off us, like interviewed us each individually, ended up going, nah, you're going home, sorry, fucking pack your bags, we're sending you home. And we're just like, oh man, please just, because we had to fly through Dubai to Singapore. We're like, man, just let us get off in Dubai and we'll fly to France and we just want to have a holiday, we just want to chill out, we're already here. He's like, nah, you're going home. We were crushed. Like, we got that far, we were there, and he said, nah, that's it, you're not doing it. The lady who was looking after us goes, oh, look, if you get this number, you can stay in the country. And the number was a company had to endorse us saying they were looking after us to come into the country. But it was 2 a.m. and our flight was at 8:30.
Oh, right.
So, we had to get a major international company to endorse us. We're just like, this is not going to happen. There's no way. We're calling the manager, we're calling Ailstorm's manager, we're calling the booking agent, we're calling the tour manager. Finally get onto a guy and he's like, man, I can get you the number, but I can't have it until midday. Can you ask the border security if they can delay your flight back? And we're like, oh yeah, all right, awesome. There's hope, We'll go to the border security and go, man, we've got the number. He goes, I don't care if you get the number, you're going back to Australia. And we're just like, man, come on. He's like, nah, you're going back to Australia. Security escorts us from border security onto the plane. Like, we skip all the scares and everything, just walk straight through, get on the plane, flying back to Dubai. We're just like, this is it. Like, you know, we'll get back to Australia, we'll rebook flights, and we'll meet them when we get back there. That's all we can do. You know, we'll miss a couple of shows, but at least we'll be there for the tour. While we're flying to Dubai, we're sort of talking to the air hostess going, yeah, this is what happened, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She sort of taken the sympathetic cause for us. As soon as we landed in Dubai, she took us straight to the head of Emirates. And he sort of listened to our story and goes, all right, hang on, just shut the door. And we just waited. He comes out of his office. He goes, come with me. Took us to the Emirates desk, got us flights to France, moved everything around, so we only had to pay like a small amount of money, like gave us restaurant vouchers and hotel vouchers. And man, it was just the best. Flew to France, got our numbers, went under the Continental on the train, missed the first show by 15 minutes. But dude, it was just a full-on experience. Like after that, we're like, man, if we can do that, we can do anything.
Oh man, absolutely. Anybody else would have just given in and just gone home with the tail between their legs. And
no, we clawed our way into there. And it was so good because we arrived at the venue. I just walked straight in the back door, saw the sound guy that like was on the European tour with us, saw the guitar tech, gave him a big hug. I'm just like, CJ, give me 4 beers, man. He just gave them to me, and I just walked on stage, middle of Ailstorm set. They all stopped playing because they didn't think we were going to make it. They all just stopped playing, cheered, and I just necked 4 beers. Oh, one of the top 5 best moments of my life.
Oh, I can't even begin to imagine just the amount of energy that would have been in that room at that time when you walked in, just that climax. It would just been.
Oh, and also that was in Norwich, so we missed the show in Norwich. When we were in Melbourne, a guy came up to me. He's like, "Man, I'm from Norwich, and I went to that show just to see you guys." And I was like, "Oh man, we missed it." He's like, "But then I heard you were coming here, and my dad lives here or something, so I flew here to see you tonight."
Oh, wow. Far out.
And I was just like, whoa, man. Like, we gave him a shirt and everyone took photos with him. But he was just, like, so happy that he finally saw us.
Oh, that's incredible. That's so cool. Well, there you go. I mean, out of adversity comes greatness.
Oh, yeah.
Comes glory.
Big adversity.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's why you laughed when I mentioned the visas, because I completely forgot all about what happened with the UK. Yeah. So I didn't mean to say that as a poke. I just
no, that's man. We trust me. We definitely didn't forget.
Oh, classic. Just going back to the new album. The new album, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's All for Rum and Rum for All.
That's it.
That's it, on the money. Now, whispers are you're independently releasing it, and you've already turned down some offers to have it released through, well, at least one label. I won't mention who it is, but possibly more than one.
Yeah. We had a couple offers. That's a bit of a interesting topic that I'm really nervous to say something about if someone might listen to. But yeah, we had a couple offers. We've decided to do a DIY. We've got a really good manager that's working with us. We're hunting down booking agents at the moment. But I think in the long run, I think it will be really good. We've only received absolutely stellar response from the people we've shown the album to. We are incredibly proud of it. Like, cannot wait to show people.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. It's I'm on the same page just from what the guys were saying the other night in Melbourne. And we've sort of taken a similar approach, but I think you guys are going to take it to the next level because you're going to start, basing yourselves out of Europe as well. Because the hard thing about not being signed to a label when you're in the arse end of the world is that you're not over there pushing your product, and you've got to try and work out your own distro. You're so far removed. You have to rely on people locally to push you, and you've got to find the right people. And then if you're looking at touring, you're looking at festivals, you've either got to be on a great booking agent, and that booking agent's a lot of the booking agents won't even give you a shoe-in unless you're on a record label, and the festivals won't even look at you if you've not on a label yourself. So, but the benefits of it is that you've got full control of your music. You can do whatever you want. You can release it however you want. All the income coming in goes straight to you, or you control where that money is going. So it's not filtering through a million different people before it gets to you, and you're paying off debt and whatever it might be. You're self-funding it.
Yeah, well, you see, the way we look at it, a record company basically, unless you're doing a 360 deal, which is a dangerous time, a record company basically does distribution and finance.
Yeah.
Now, we have the advantage of living in Australia, which is an incredibly wealthy country. And when you're looking at what they're offering you for tour, there's 7 of us in the band. It was a week's wage for everyone.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's your tour support. And we're like, oh, we can definitely cover this ourselves. And then the next one, distribution. It's an online game now. Like, how many people do you actually know go to record stores to hunt down albums?
Yeah, that's it.
It's the crossover period between the old school and the new school. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited about it either way.
Oh, I reckon. I think just being over there yourselves and having a lot more presence over there will do wonders and help you push the self-release even harder. I think you'll get a lot more success from it as well. But as you said, you're right. It's an online game now, and I mean, even when we were trying to negotiate with labels, all the deals that were offered or even hinted to us all involved complete rights of digital purchases or digital music, which was just crazy. We may as well just kill the band off straight away because we get so much money from digital downloads. It's just insane.
That's the main source of income.
That's it. Absolutely.
Record sales are one thing, but merch and digital downloads.
Absolutely. Do you guys do fairly well online with from the actual merch store?
Yeah, I don't really know how other bands do, so I can't really compare it. But yeah, we're happy with it. We just launched a new website, and it's got a store in it. So we kind of can control exactly what's going on. We just put up a bunch of merch packs, and we're receiving lots of emails from people asking questions and whatnot. So it seems to be going quite well.
Yeah, cool. No, it's I think a lot more people are starting to realise that it's better just to buy straight from the band instead of searching for a Nuclear Blast or whatever, or going down to your local store and buying the music from there. I think people understand that a lot of bands are doing DIY now, and if they buy directly from the band, they know the money's going straight there as well.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. I'll make sure I put some links in the notes for the podcast so people can go and have a squiz and hopefully buy some shit from you.
Yeah, gotta love pirate merch.
Yeah, awesome. I'm sure there'll be a few pirate fans listening. Or at least there'll be pirate fans in the making anyway, at the very least.
Once you hear it, you're hooked. That's it.
I can't wait. I was even impressed with the first release. It was I can't remember. I think I might have seen you guys play first, and then I got the release, and I was just blown away. The first release, and obviously a lot's changed since that first release has been out. So and just seeing, because you're playing some of the new stuff live now.
Yeah, a couple of songs. Yeah. So I'm quite excited to hear it. Yeah, man. I'm excited to show it. It's two more months.
How long ago did you finish recording it?
Oh man, recording was a real big process for us. We started recording in September last year, but where we were recording it at Studio Anders De Beers, he sort of has his studio and he does another job as well. So he only has so many hours a week. Yeah. So it kind of turned into a really elongated recording process. And we finished, I think, in about July. But because we had so long, we could keep going over things. So we really gritted out all the little clashes and everything. Yeah. And then we sent it over to LSC Studios where Lassie pretty much mixed, reamped and mastered the whole album. And that's the same guy that records like Glory Hammer, Extia, Ailstorm, all the bands. Yeah, and cool. He just made it sound unbelievably massive. So we're really stoked.
So, from any band's perspective, between releases there's always going to be a dramatic change in production or just improvement of songwriting and whatnot. Is the production side of things, can you notice a massive difference or a dramatic difference between them?
Man, it's tenfold. Yeah. For this album, we had a full live brass section, live strings. It's all, dude, it sounds awesome.
And any plans for any video clips at all?
Yes. We're working on 3 at the moment.
3?
Yeah. We've got an action clip, so, kind of like a story video clip. Yep. We've got a live video clip, and then we're working on an animated film clip as well.
No, right. And that's going to be similar to what the album artwork looks like?
Yeah, similar. If you notice, we're releasing a comic strip as well
I did see that, yeah.
to launch each song. So each song will have its own comic, and then it will announce what the song title is.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just kind of fun to see yourself as a cartoon.
That's cool. Was there any I might be thinking too deeply into this, but was there any strategic approach with doing the comics and spanning it out over each song at all, like from a promo point of view?
Yeah,
marketing. Yeah.
The goal was to 10 weeks prior to the album launch, because it's 10 songs on the album. Every Tuesday, Totally Tank Tuesday, release a comic.
Yeah.
And then, just keep going every week. So we've written out a bit of a calendar, so hopefully we can stick to it all.
Yeah, Totally Take Tuesday. I love it.
Oh, yeah, what a
day. Everyone waits for Friday. Stuff that. It's all about Tuesday. Totally Take Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Spastic Sundays are good too.
Spastic Sundays. Have you got one for every day of the week?
Yeah, of course.
Do you want to run through them if you know them off the top of your head?
Yeah, if I know off the top of my head. So what do you have? You have Messed Up Monday, Totally Tank Tuesday, Wasted Wednesday, Throw Up Thursday, Fucked Up Friday, or maybe it's Spastic Saturday and Silly Sunday.
Love it. You should have your own calendar.
Oh, wait, Lagerstein merch.
That's it. Yeah, milk it.
Yeah,
milk it. That's cool. Well, speaking of beers, I can see that, and if I just check the date today, it is the 10th of December. So you would be 10 beers into your 12 beers of, was it 12 beers of Christmas? Yeah.
25 up until.
Oh, 25. Oh, okay. The Advent. Oh,
yeah, the Advent.
That's how much I pay.
Yeah.
That's how much I pay attention to religion. How many years have you guys been doing that for?
And this is the 4th year.
Yeah.
And we haven't repeated a beer yet. And, it's just been a good fun. People love them. They get a lot of shares, they get a lot of likes, they get a lot of comments.
Oh, it's classic.
And it's awesome because people write to us like, oh, man, you should go get this beer and do it on this day and go do this. So it's just cool to see people getting behind it.
Yeah. I think that's what makes those things so good, is when everyone can follow the journey and get involved and put their opinions in and suggest stuff as well. People love to do that.
Yeah.
So I reckon it's a great thing.
The best is when you do the beer and then people comment themselves drinking that beer. They're like, oh, yeah, good recommendation.
Beer connoisseurs. That's awesome. I remember years ago, because you had the old school Advent calendar with the chocolates, and you'd open up the little cardboard window and get the shitty piece of cheap chocolate out and eat it. And I thought, it'd be great if you could have like a giant wooden triangle that would be like in the shape of a Christmas tree, and you just slide the beers in there and just pull the beers out each time. And then I think it would have been a couple of years later when you guys started doing it online. I thought, there you go. That's pretty much what, and it was just awesome. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is exactly what should be happening. I'm surprised no one's done it beforehand.
Oh, very nice.
You're just taking it to the next level. So it's.
And I don't know if you saw, but the Christmas Day of the very first year, Golden Ale.
Yes, I did see that. I was very proud.
This is 100 Golden Ale bottles.
Oh, shit. Oh, speaking of extreme drinking, what's the most extreme example of drinking that you've had? What's your claim to fame? And obviously on stage, anyone who's seen you guys play have seen some impressive drinking. But what's your top moment?
Can I give you top 3?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I looked up the Guinness World Record for most amount of cans consumed in 1 minute, so 60 seconds. The rule is you have to drink them out of the can. You can't chip them or anything, but you have to drink it out of the can. I shotgunned 6 cans of rum in 58 seconds.
Oh.
I beer bombed a bottle of Bundy and a bottle of Tabasco sauce. And what was the third one I had in my head? Barcelona, I drank 40 litres of beer in about 9 hours.
I'm surprised you didn't end up in hospital after, especially the Bundy rum one.
Oh, man.
Far out.
Oh, that Bundy rum one was rough. Tabasco sauce, what the fuck?
That's... I can't even imagine what the mix would taste like, let alone pounding it down at that rate.
See, I love putting Tabasco sauce in drinks. I think it makes them taste awesome, but it's just like a whole bottle of straight rum and Tabasco sauce. But, you see, actually, speaking of Tabasco sauce, that was a drink that me and Chris really wanted to have in this Pirate Fest. We made it. It's called a gravy boat. And what it is, it's a shot of gravy, and then a shot of vodka on top of it with a bit of Tabasco sauce. Just smack it down. Gravy boat.
That can only do wonders for your bowels later on.
Oh, it'll just be the best. Just fucking flush them out.
Speaking of tipping cans, I remember. Actually, I don't even know if it was cans, but when you guys did the Glory Hammer tour, the Australian tour last year,
Yep.
and you did the tour announcement where you were going through all the dates of the tour.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember exactly what you were doing, but you were having like glasses of rum.
Yeah.
Was it, or were you having Bundy rum tins?
No. It was actually I've done a couple of those videos and people loved them. I think the Glory Hammer one was I drank a bottle of rum. I split it between 12 drinks and then said each city we were playing and then chugged it. And I just went through and just drank all of them.
Yeah.
He said the worst thing about that was the night when they're like, all right, we have to do this video. You know, I was just about to go to bed. And then it's like, come on, Phil, come on, get up, let's do it. I was like, oh, okay. So I literally just woken up and then just pounded a bottle of rum.
Oh, and it was fun. And I reckon that would be, well, I don't know. I've never drunk rum at that rate, but I can imagine it would have been tougher to do it like that because you're just pacing them out just enough where your body's got enough time just to register what's going on with each glass.
Yeah, I can't remember. That was years ago. Like, I don't know. I remember at the time. If I watch the video back, I'm sure I'll remember it. But I don't know if I want to watch it to tell you the truth.
I was going to link it into the podcast notes so people could check it out.
You're more than welcome to link it.
Because I remember watching it, and by I don't know the 9th or 10th, you were starting to do some heavy breathing. You're like just psyching yourself up to read it, just to down the next one. You were struggling a little bit, and I thought, your body's having too much time to register what's going on. It's starting to panic.
I just needed to pound them straight away. Just boom, boom, boom.
But no, it was that's some great band promo because a lot of people certainly talked about it. So that's exactly what you want to do it for.
Yeah, that's it.
Just to go back to next year, and so people know what to follow and whatnot. So album's out in February.
Yes.
No dates or anything set yet for a tour, but Australian tour not long after the release.
Man, Lagerfest is set, announced. Tickets are on sale on OzTix. That's February 6th. I actually have a flyer right here so I can rattle off all the information on it.
Do it.
Lagerfest.
Yes.
Bands that are playing Lagerstein. Osaka Punch just came back from the UK. I don't know if anyone's seen them, but they rock. We're bringing over Rainbow Dragon Eyes from America.
Yeah, saw them, yeah.
If you don't know them, he just writes all his music on Game Boy, and he's just hilarious. He's also the swashbuckle drummer.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Laced and Lust from South Australia, just sick glam rock band. Flare Japanese, big Brisbane favourite. Weightless in Orbit, who are just technically incredible if you've seen them.
Yeah, they played with us a few weeks back in Brisbane.
Oh,
actually.
man.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Yeah, really good. Dragon's Mead, Brisbane folk band, started out. You know, they're pretty fun. Valhalla, another sort of folk band that just started recently, also awesome. And Skeleton Quay, who are just, I think they're pirate buskers.
I love the name. The name's awesome, Skeleton Quake.
It might actually be Skeleton Key, Quay.
Well, okay. Well, I'll have to edit that name out because I'm going to keep that one and steal it for something else then.
Skeleton Quay, and then it'll be sick. Like we have Pig on the Spit. They got heaps of food there. We got a little sideshow alley set up, like some other fun things going on.
That's cool.
And
that's cool.
A good time.
That's February 6th.
That is February 6th.
Too easy. Also, and then the last thing before I let you go, and I meant to ask about it earlier, but we sort of went off on a different tangent. It's probably common knowledge within the local Brizzy circles and whatnot, but I guess I don't know, maybe it is common knowledge, but it wasn't for me for a while. But you're also apparently a fairly shit hot pianist.
Oh yeah, they say that.
But you're humble.
Man, I have keyboardists to stand behind. I'm a bass player.
You do a fair bit of gigging with piano?
Yeah, I used to. Marinos, Feeder of the Sharks, I grew up with him. I was best mates with him all through high school and whatnot. We used to do a little trio at the Greek Club every Friday for like 4 or 5 years. I've done restaurant gigs, parties, whatnot, just like jazz, piano, lounge bar shit.
Yeah, right.
It was pretty fun, you know.
Is there any stuff online of you playing?
Like nothing super awesome, but I could probably hunt something down for you.
Yeah, do it. We can see a different side of the Immobilizer.
Oh yeah, piano, hey, emotional piano ballad.
Yeah, that's what you need on the new album. You're probably several steps ahead of me, but you need an emotional piano ballad.
Let me just throw it out there. Actually, we played a ballad. We have a ballad. We played it at Melbourne. The one where Neil gets lost.
Oh, that's right.
German fun times.
I'm surprised I remember anything of that night.
Oh, good night.
I do remember that. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing the studio version of it then.
Oh, yeah. Also, it should be noted that this is a concept album that we've recorded. So,
right. Okay.
So you can have fun listening to the story. It's about us trying to find the fountain of Rob.
So that links in perfectly with the whole comic thing, putting out in stages over the 10 weeks because and then obviously pace the story.
Yeah, so you'll be able to see the story. Once the comic's all done too, we'll probably be selling it as like a hardcover edition. So you can buy the physical copy, or maybe it might be in a pre-sale pack or something like that.
Yeah, ebook it.
Yes,
get online.
Yeah,
milk it.
The power of online.
Yeah, that's it. Awesome, man. All right, I'll let you go. Thank you so much, and I'll haul the stuff around. And I think once you guys are up and running next year, once the album's out, I'll do a follow up and might have some more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Too easy. All right, man. Take care.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you for listening. I hope you got something out of it. There's heaps of cool things we chatted about and quite a few messy things in there as well. All the stuff that we talked about in the interview will be in the show notes. All the videos that we referenced, their music, links to the new album, All for Rum and Run for All, where you can pre-order it. They've got heaps of awesome merchandise. Everything you can find will be on there, and ways to contact Phil directly. And by all means, if you enjoyed it, reach out to him and let him know that you heard him on the podcast and that you enjoyed it. If you can let people know that you've heard them on the podcast, it definitely does great things and helps word get out there to more people as well. As said before in the intro, 10% off everything on the Lord online store as my way of saying thank you for supporting. So you just use the code word AndySocial at checkout and you get 10% off everything. And that's all Lord and Dungeon merchandise. And there's other stuff in there, including Mork and Andy t-shirts, Black and Angel CDs. There's some bands from India that we've got some CDs on sale there as well. There's heaps of stuff. So go on, have a look. And if anything tickles your pickle, you can use that code word and get the discount. Please support via all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and for those people listening via iTunes, throw a few reviews and ratings on there. A couple of seconds of your time has a dramatic impact for the podcast and for me. I actually spent a bit of time this morning going through and looking at some of the competition out there just to see the quantity of reviews and ratings that they're getting, and quite surprisingly, it's not as crazy as I thought. You know, we're not looking at tens of thousands. Some of the higher rated podcasts, at least in Australia, are sitting in the hundreds as far as number of ratings, and some of the really high end ones are sitting sort of in the thousands, where 4,500, 5,000. So obviously, it's a hard thing to convince people to get on there and do it, because whenever you ask somebody to do something for you, it's always a hard task, and I've certainly been on the other end of it, so I can understand. But if you do have any spare time and want to support in some way, that'd be fantastic by doing so. Twitter, I'm on there. Instagram, both if you search Andy Dowling, one word, and Facebook is Andy Dowling Official, or if you just type in Andy Social Podcast into the search bar, you'll find that there. Jump on there, like, share, comment stuff, just to get the activity moving on the page and hopefully attract a few more people as well. But hope you enjoyed this episode. There's some more coming up. As I've mentioned in previous episodes, I'm really trying to up the ante and get more content out there and increase the number of episodes coming through. They'll probably be a little bit all over the place. I kind of want to do them 2 a week, but it just depends on when I can get all the editing back from Damien and when I can get recordings as well. And given the time of year, it's going to be a little bit all over the place. But you might find that there might be a week in between, and sometimes there might be 3 in a week until we start to settle into the new year and go from there. But thanks as always for those people that have tuned in for the first time. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks to everyone else for supporting. Means a lot. Speak soon. Bye.